Alrighty, it's always my favorite day. It's video game day. The day that I can just like sit back, relax, enjoy some video games. I will say this, I bought the DLC for Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunter. A little bit older of a game on Steam, but I played through it. I think I might have gotten that game for free when it first came out. But I bought the DLC for it because it includes all the assassins and the tech marines and the dreadnoughts, and that was a time-consuming second run through. I will probably do one more run through of that game in the future on the next harder level. I think I have to play on the hardest level, but it's always fun to flash back to a game and replay it. Games that have, like, it only takes a little bit of DLC to make a game replayable. Oh, hey, there's the Kick person offering me to join some Discord that I don't want to. Hey, there he is. Look at that. Kick in there. Their bot problem. As always, when I start my show, I always like to give a shout out to Kick. I give a shout out to Dan Clancy at Twitch for finally allowing us to have, where the hell is it, over there, I guess, the consolidated chat. That was always something that made no damn sense to me. Telling content creators that they can't do a consolidated chat across all their platforms seemed petty as shit, right? Seemed like they were making you choose. Like they were drawing loyalty lines in the sand. Like you're either going to be a Twitch streamer or you're going to be a Kick streamer, but we're not going to facilitate you being both. Must be a good game. Haven't seen you on CK3 in like 2 weeks. I finished my CK3 playthrough. Unfortunately, not every CK3 playthrough goes the way you want it to. I have to play through CK3 a little bit more administratively on an administrative government. There are really big changes when you move from a feudal government to a administrative government, and your play style has to completely adapt. So anyway, I do want to give the shout out over here to Once Human. Oh, the shout out to Twitch that I always give is Dan Clancy making it more advantageous for people to make money as streamers. Kick Obviously, there's benefits to being on Kick. There's a big benefit to being on Kick and Kick only. If you're on Kick and Kick only, if you have a following of about a viewership, if you can build yourself up to about 50 average viewers, then Kick pays you to only be on Kick. I mean, they pay you if you multi-stream, but they give you an incentive to only be on Kick, and you can almost live on it. Like, almost. Somewhere around 50 to 100 just passive viewers can get there. I'd also like to do the usual shout out to Stream Elements. Stream Elements is doing a lot of good work with trying to align sponsors. Kick engagement for more music. There you go. Stream Elements is trying to make it so that streamers get partnered up with sponsors in a little bit better of a way. At the same time, people like what was his fucking name? Smurg. People like Smurg need to burn in hell because what he did was ripped off a bunch of sponsors, and if you have a guy running around ripping off the sponsors, then they're gonna be gun shy about not wanting to sponsor content. Smurg was caught and busted running a massive Viewbot scam, and I know that there's a lot of content creators now under scrutiny. A lot of streamers are under scrutiny because their numbers just don't seem legitimate. I don't think they understand how much they hurt. They bring shame to the game. They hurt the, shall we say, what shall we say? They hurt the industry. Wait, hold on. My wife's trying to catch the sick cat. Do you need help? Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Loki boy was not being cooperative. Loki needs to go get antibiotics. He does not have feline leukemia, so that was really good. Now back to the shout out for Once Human. I do want to give Starry Studios and NetEase kudos. The building system in Once Human is one of the better building systems I've seen. I think Valheim's might have been slightly different, but slightly better. But I think overall what you can accomplish in Once Human's building system is fairly amazing. Overall. I do wish that somehow they would get it through their heads that what they're charging is probably too much. Like, you have a full kit for 3,280 credits, which is somewhere between $30 and $50. And then you have the add-on packs, like the expansion packs, that if you bought this one, you got this one for free. I got that one for free. I don't understand why you're charging. Winrose has a really fun building system. I didn't check out that one. I probably will because I'm so bored. The other thing is, I think that they're charging too much for these kits. The kits are fun. They're funny looking. Most of the ones I have, I've gotten because as a content creator, they occasionally give us these, right? But I don't. They must be happy, and I don't want to say like I know better than their whole accounting department. Clearly, the people at Starry Studios are happy with the amount of money they're making. Otherwise, they would make changes. But I think there is something to be said about how much you're charging for cosmetic packs. Yeah, the furniture set should definitely be $5 or $10, not 20 or 20 or more. I'm on early today. I got up early today. I felt okay. I wanted to do some Once Human streaming. So I don't think I ever I try to make the house look nice in case strangers ever stop by. I wish that they would adopt some sort of bonus system for your house, like some MMOs have developed. Like, if you put certain things in your house, if you build your house to a certain level, then it gives you bonuses. I don't actually know what kind of bonuses we would need. I mean, right now, Rail and I clear the weekly content in just about an hour. The content itself takes us less than an hour, but with all the teleporting, it rounds out to just about an hour. It would be nice though if building your house played some sort of play in the rest. The rest of the playthrough. You'd live there, minus the Lovecraftian horrors in the world. You know, we got a big patch coming tomorrow. The 20th? Yeah, tomorrow. And what's happening is they're finally getting rid of the Stellar Stairway. So the Stellar Stairway is going away. Everything you do now will give you Star Crown. But they're getting rid of the blueprint system the way they have it right now, and you'll just buy the blueprint upgrades with Star Crown. Now, I don't know exactly who they're listening to when it comes to all these changes, but they haven't. I don't feel that magical word, feel. I don't feel like they've made any progress on this game in the last 2 years. I feel this game has been in alpha for the last 2 years. It's certainly a launched build. It's a launched quality, but they keep reworking reworking the organic gameplay loop. I think the problem with constantly reworking the organic loop is that you don't actually make any future progress. You're spending an awful lot of time looping through. This is how the beginning of the game goes. Okay, now this is how the beginning of the game goes. They've changed the entire lore behind the game. They have changed the lore behind the game. The crossover with Pale World was okay. But yeah, whoever's telling them a game is so hard and complicated must be someone who regularly wipes their drool. I don't disagree with that. They're saying we're listening to the player base and we understand that the game is too hard. I don't think anything about this game has been hard. Annoying, right? I'll give you annoying. Like, you want a particular... I have all the weapons at 6 star. So, like, all these blueprints that I have are all going to get turned into Star Crown. Which is cool that they're not screwing me over, and I'm just going to, like, be at a loss, but I have this much surplus blueprint. When it comes to the armor, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times 3. So 42 pieces of armor at 6 star. And you only need 6 because you can do blueprint transfers. Like, they put in blueprint transfers because the system was too hard. Now the system is still too hard, so they're getting rid of blueprint fragments. I think that's funny how they say it's too hard when we started playing the game from the beginning with no info, no understanding of the mods, and yet we figured it out. Yes, exactly. Like, the other thing they did is they dumbed down the mod system because it was so hard. Well, the problem is, I ran silos 5 or 6 hours a day, every day for a year to get, like, to get that weapon done. Like, when I was running the bingo build, to get a 17-point mod with 3 golds, that was why I was playing. Like, it was the why. Like, I had several of my mods. Like, I was working on that one before the mod swap. I had damage against great ones, weak spot damage, both at gold. Weapon damage was only 4.8, so I was constantly running. But now, I have found constantly running anything, I never get. Yeah, you grinded 1,000 hours to upgrade our god mods, and then they turned around and they said, oh, we're going to create a new system. And then they create the new system, and you're like, well, what the fuck is this? They said that we would be able to combine our deviations. And so we can, but the problem with combining our deviations is that it's all RNG. Like, don't give me RNG bullshit. You put two 5.5s into the fusion thing, and you come back with a 3.5 or a 5.3. And you're like, well, what the fuck is the point of this? It's more waste my time. It's more jerk me off. And then people are like, well, if you go to the SCP scenario, it's easier to make the deviations you want. So now what you've done is you've created a system that only benefits me if I go to a specific scenario. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with this game? Yeah, love-hate. Once Human is a love-hate relationship. Absolutely. It absolutely is. It is the new ArcheAge. You hate that you love it, and you love to hate it. What's really sad, though, is that they've stripped away a lot of the survival elements that could, like, and I'm hoping, like, starting tomorrow, yeah, we discourage alts, but you also need to keep an alt on this other server to farm deviants. Right, exactly. We discourage alts. Oh, never mind, we want you to have alts. Wait, we don't want alts. Okay, we want alts on other scenarios, but not alts on your same scenario. Like, guys, come on. Figure out what it is. Figure out what it is that you want. Please, I beg you. Yeah, when you can only make one character. Now, I think only being able to make one character was a mistake. It was a lesson that they didn't learn. I think that there were issues with how they did that. I think there were initially issues with the first Visional Wheel, but then this new Visional Wheel isn't amazing. And then remember, they gave us the Visional Wheel, but then they found out, oh, people are able to level up to 50 in 3 hours. Make a bounce weapon, do the Visional Wheel 3 times, and each time you're getting 7 to 8 levels. So it's growing pains, but I think there's a lot of success for Once Human that the game industry needs to look at, and especially looking at NetEase has radically changed how they are. So far, all these wheels are just recolors. Yeah. I like what they maybe kind of tried to do with this Visional Wheel, where the threat zones would move around. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a siren that likes to spawn just behind your base, which I think is cool. I think we need more of like that threat, so that random stuff should spawn by your base, so you are required to dedicate a portion of your base's resources to defenses. I think that would also lend itself back to the Hive base. And if they were able to bring back some emphasis on the Hive base, it would be an emphasis to get people to play in groups. And if you're playing in a group, you're social. And that is really what makes the difference between a Gagglefuck game that you log on and you do what you want, when you want, whenever you want, and a game where, hey guys, can we pick Thursday nights? Can we pick Thursday nights to do our running? Like, can we do Thursday nights to purge our base? Remember on Way of Winter, you needed to purge the Chaosium. Yeah, that goes back to the survival part of the game, is random spawn point instead of everyone's black-filled building bases. Yeah, like, me and my group of people have lived out here, and this used to be pollution, and now it's not pollution. But because we've been on the server since, shit, I think last... We haven't moved our mains off of this since last March. We go screw around on some of the other ones with alts. But, we don't need to move around. It would be great if they would bring back the thermal towers, and they would incorporate the thermal tower into the Hive base. And then we don't have to have pollution zones or oil zones. But then what did they do? Because the market, having vending machines was too random, so we created the player market. Having the player market with everybody putting their vending machines in the same spot was too chaotic, so now we have an online tradable market. Well, what are you trying to build here? Oh. Someone bugged him. Oh, he's bugged. because he's not actually firing his rocket. We can't blow up the rocket. We can't move him into the next. We can't move him into the next phase. But that shit, that should be in the base game. We need random spawns. We need the thing from Lunar where you get jumped when you're gathering too much. Fix the temperature mechanic, thermal towers. All that shit should be base game. No, I agree with you. All that stuff should be base game. All that stuff should absolutely be base game stuff. 100%, absolutely. But instead, we're changing how blueprints work. Now, maybe it's gonna work better because we're gonna get a bunch of console players. And maybe the game will start to be popular again. Maybe. Come here, children. Who is going to be in the mushroom soup today?
You might be wondering, optimism in a time like this?
But this game actually surprises me that it stays published. It's a great learning example for other companies to how they should or should not try to go about doing their game. There was a time when even Minecraft was dead, but it got revived. Minecraft is a great... I don't consider Minecraft a game. I consider Minecraft to be a platform that other people use to make games. I know that sounds kind of weird. But it's really more a platform that lots of people like. Sure, you can play Minecraft without any mods, but a lot of people have built amazing things in Minecraft using mods, which I think is fairly amazing. Roblox, on the other hand, Roblox is a bitter pill for me to even say is a good place for kids to be. The amount of real life filth that is on Roblox bothers me immensely, especially since the company got mad that there was a private individual going after people that prey on minors, and they wanted him to stop. You didn't want him to stop because you want to make children safe. You wanted him to stop just because his efforts were making you look bad. Like, the fact that they're basically running a stock market. Yeah, there's a lot with Roblox that is kind of over the top. There's an awful lot there that is weird. My wife spearheads the managing of our 13-year-old's account on Roblox, because the 13-year-old has been on Roblox for several years. She manages all the like chat protections and goes through, sees who she's talking to, and so on and so forth. If it was up to me, she wouldn't be on Roblox, but it's not up to me. I got vetoed on that one. You bought some stuff on Roblox when you were a kid, checked back in last year, and some of my items were worth hundreds of dollars, with one of them being worth over 1,000. Yeah, like, my daughter has so much crap on Roblox that I told her, like, in a couple of years, if Roblox is still going strong, you should just start selling your stuff and buy a car. But shit, I mean, EVE Online's been doing that for fucking years too. I mean, you're not supposed to sell EVE Online stuff for real world money. You're not supposed to, right? Supposed. But when I needed to, you know, I logged into my EVE accounts, I saw the crap that I had, mentioned it to a buddy, and a buddy of mine was like, I'll buy all that stuff for real world money. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I got a car I can pay off with this. Valve is being smacked with that for Counter-Strike, and I think Valve settled that with their new X-ray goggles thing, where you can use the X-ray goggles to see inside of the crate, but if you do that, yeah, Germany got them to change how the cases work. The way the cases work now is you use your X-ray goggles to see inside of the case to see if you want to buy what's in the case. But the downside is, unless you buy what's in the case, you can't get another case. My thoughts on Joe Kent's resignation. I talked about this yesterday, but I have no problem repeating it. Three people in the Trump administration in recent days have come out and said there was no credible threat to America. There was no imminent threat to America. So Donald Trump violated the War Powers Act. Because the War Powers Act requires the president only invoke the War Powers Act in the event of an imminent threat to the United States that does not have time to go before Congress and ask for a declaration of war. Joe Kent has resigned as the head of counterterrorism because he said there was no credible threat. There's a big problem with that. The big problem there is, then that means your national security advisor, your national security agency head, your counterterrorism head, and your press secretary have all said there was no imminent threat. The problem is now in America, we're seeing the big problem. We need to rewrite the Constitution because we need to include alternative pathways for impeaching the president. Oh shit. Someone else also has legal issues over Valve's use of loot boxes, but I haven't seen... Well, Valve's use of loot boxes is more of the same old bullshit with, what you have is you have predatory loot boxes, which is distasteful for me to even say because I don't really get down on the idea that loot boxes themselves can be predatory. I think, unfortunately, Much like yesterday's individual who wanted to blame a physiological condition on their obesity, and they don't want to understand that, yeah, I get down with the fact that you have a physiological condition, but I'm not going to allow you to use that as an excuse for why you're fucking obese, right? Loot boxes are not predatory. Loot boxes are aggressive, but they're not predatory. Paywalls are predatory. You're really enjoying a game, and then in order for you to keep playing the game, now all of a sudden you have to pay. That's predatory because that, right. That's the piece that's important. It's not that the boxes themselves are predatory. Because we say the boxes are predatory, and we're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, they prey on children. Well, how the fuck do children have unrestricted access to a credit card? Well, it's because some parents. Well, some parents let their kids ride bikes in the street with no helmet on, and we have helmet laws, and we don't run around and chase down those parents. The advertisement cannot be predatory. We gotta stop this fucking bullshit narrative. Advertisements for loot boxes cannot be predatory. We call it predatory, but then I ask people to articulate how is it predatory, and they can't. They're just repeating it. Paywalls that block content are more predatory. Because what you have is you have the sunk cost fallacy going on. I've already sunk 30 hours into this game. What's $4.99 to play? Because there's no other mechanism. Now, if you at the very beginning of the game, you put down, hey, the first about 20 hours of this game is free, and then when you get to a certain point, you're going to have a paywall, that won't be predatory. But at the same time, an awful lot of people would click into the game, see this big banner, and say, well, fuck, I'm out. Now, Valve's argument is that skins are no different than collecting Pokemon cards. But Valve doesn't understand that, well, they do, but they're arguing they don't. What they're saying is, you allow people to sell the items that they get. Thus, you've created illegal gambling, because gambling is fine if I spend in-game currency and I get in-game items that I can't trade. If I spend real-world money to get in-game items that I can trade for real-world money, well, now you're running and the government doesn't care that you're doing it. The government cares that you're not collecting the tax information on it. You should be tracking the transactions, because at that point, it is very much a taxable enterprise. Now, do I like that? No. Do I agree with it? No. Do I face the reality of it? Yes. That is simply put, you have created a taxable entity. Yeah, but you can trade. You can trade. Wait. No. There's one game that allows you to trade them for real world money. Which game allows you to sell your skins? And I'm not talking Roblox. I'm talking one of the shooter games from the Steam website. No, there is a game. There's a shooter game out there that you can trade your skins. Maybe it's not on Steam. Is it CS:GO? And is that on Steam or through Steam? Because I don't play shooters. Let's find out. Okay, so it's not officially, but all those shooter games, you can do it through third-party websites. Well, then, all they have to do to fix that problem is not allow the skins to be transferable. Easy peasy. If you don't want people trading the skins, don't let them trade the skins. Right? That's the Steam community market. Any game can allow its items to be sold or traded on the community market. They do want, no, if you don't want people trading third party for money, then you can't allow people to trade skins at all. This goes back to a very complex question of how do you police gold buying and how do you police gold selling when you can't control people's relationships off of the game? So, for example, there's an MMO. They don't want trading. They want people to sell, buy. Say I'm a billionaire gamer like Steven Sharif, fucking twat waffle, and I have infinite amount of money, infinite amount of real world money, and I really hate gathering currency in this particular video game. So what I do is I say to 10 people, I'll pay your monthly sub, but you give me 5,000 gold a month. So there I am. I pay $100 or I pay $150 a month to pay for 10 guild members monthly subs. And in exchange, I want 5,000 gold, which represents about a quarter of the gold an average character can make. Is there anything wrong with that? And some people will argue, yes, something's wrong with that. Is the game company really gonna try to shut that down? No, because they have 10 more players. They don't care where the fuck the subscription money comes from. But what I haven't done is I haven't directly bought gold. I have made an agreement with you that you will give me 1/4 of your gold each month, and I will give you the money you need for your monthly sub. Yeah, if you allow trades, well, Salty Bread, the problem is, even if you restricted it to only the market, you'd still have that problem, because I'll buy this. Oh, the only way that it would work is if you put up the item into the market, and then from the market anybody could buy it. You could never guarantee that you've got the legendary steampunk hat and I want it. Well, if you can direct sell it to me on the market, then we can just do the trade. But if you put it up into the market and anybody can grab it, you'll shut it down. Yeah, I guess that would come about. I guess that would do it. Wouldn't really fix the problem, but did they patch the game and then break the hourly event? They must have. Well, there is 100% prevent trade sites from working with skins. You just make it so that skins can't be directly traded. You just do it so that every skin has a value. You put it into the market, you get the value from the market when a buyer picks it, but you can't restrict it. Like, I can't restrict selling my top hat to Adaptable Fox. All I can do is put my top hat into the market, and then if somebody buys it, then I get it. Then Steam takes a percentage cut, and since the third-party site also takes a percentage cut, you'd lose money if you restricted trade. No, if you restricted trade, it wouldn't be possible to trade, period. Because you can't have a third-party site facilitating trades if you can't have any trades. That's the piece to it. If you allow player-to-player trade, then you're always going to have third-party shenanigans. If you don't have player-to-player trade, yeah, Steam gets zero. Well, yeah, Steam gets nothing if it's a third-party site. Yeah, third-party is just I trade you something direct. You give me money on an off-site website. Is there any legal need to prevent third-party trading? Yes, according to a lawsuit, you can't have an item worth value that can be traded because then you're running, you're effectively running gambling. Because I buy 10 boxes for $100, I get an item worth $1,000, so I sell the item for $1,000. And what the lawsuit says is, well, we don't, yeah, they use an escrow system. One person is the first person to put their item into escrow, but if the other person doesn't put their fee into escrow, the item returns to the owner. If they put their fee in, then it transfers. But the truth is, game companies, I don't understand where the big hoopla is for the need to be able to trade. And I would like to hear from the game company what their rationalization for the driving need for there to be trade. Because we all know the answer, but we all know they can't give the answer. What's the big driving need for people to be able to trade? Because people buy the crates in the hopes that they're going to score a $1,000 skin. Am I for or against loot boxes? It depends on what type of loot box and where it comes. I hate RNG. If it's for in-game content, I'm okay with RNG boxes for in-game content, as long as game companies would create a way that you have your random luck that gets you to the finish line immediately, and then you have your slow and steady wins the race. Patience and perseverance eventually gets you the reward. So, for example, what I'll use Once Human since I'm playing their game at the moment. What they've done is they've made getting mods a miserable fucking experience. It takes 6,000 dust to get one mod box. And the likelihood of you getting the mod you want out of the mod box is a 1 in 8 chance for some of the boxes. Because hi, hey baby. So it's a 1 in 8 chance because the boxes can have a 9, a 10, 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, a 15, a 16. Oh, it's a 1 in 9 chance. So you've got a 1 in 9 chance of getting the mod you want. But we all know that they probably don't have every value of mod equally weighted. They never said that they did. There's no reason to expect that they did. Otherwise, realistically speaking, if you went and farmed 18 boxes that has the mod you want in it, and you have a 1 in 9 chance of getting it, if you open 18, you should almost certainly get the mod level you want. If you were to open, say, 45 boxes, you should almost assuredly get a level 17. But then we add in, inside of the category, there's 9 levels, but 8 types of mods. So you're like, fuck, this is ridiculous. This is a hopeless case to try to farm this. Well, I would be fine with it if they did something like this. Here's your box. By the time you take 10 different mods and 9 different levels and do all the math, you're like, okay, I've got this chance of getting it. Or let me, if it's 6,000 dust for the mod random box, then let me farm 600,000 dust and buy the level 17 mod I want. Give me an alternative pathway where I can do something 100 times harder and not have to deal with RNG. Now, when you're talking about cash loot boxes, I fucking hate cash loot boxes. One of the few things I agree with Steven Sharif on, even though that man fucking, that man deserves every single thing that's coming his way. He's a fucking piece of shit human being. He's a deplorable human being. Hey, baby. Let's go, baby. I don't want to spend $50, $100, $200 trying to get a cosmetic out of an RNG box that I really want, only for you to then start selling that cosmetic directly the next month for $5. Because that'll piss me off to a point where I probably won't play your game much anymore. I think game companies operate on a principle that makes them more money because we, the gamers, are stupid. The only reason why loot boxes are game companies' preferred method of monetization is because we, the gamers, spend too much. Your best experience with player trading was playing the first Hardcore Gold server on Path of Exile. You pulled a solid skill and announced it on Global. The guy who ended up being first to finish their run PM'd me and bought at me directly. I like that sort of immersion. I like in-game sales, yeah. In-game is okay. But it's when we're talking about real-world money that the problem comes in. The problem isn't really gaming, it's that kids have access to gambling. Well, unfortunately, it is the gambling piece. In America, at least, because gambling is highly regulated in America. Lotteries are highly regulated, gambling is highly regulated. That's why, in Europe as well, one of the reasons why the Golden Saucer exists in Final Fantasy XIV and why the casino in Arcade didn't was because in Final Fantasy XIV, when they put in the Golden Saucer, they put in the Golden Saucer to be in compliance with European law, so that you have to take in-game currency and exchange it for Golden Saucer currency, and then you play the Golden Saucer games and you only get Golden Saucer currency, and the items you get are bound. You can never trade the items you get at the Golden Saucer. So that kept their casino parlor legal and legit. In Arcade, however, they had a casino that I am not ashamed to admit this, but if you got the coins for the casino and you logged out just before patch day, if you logged out inside of the casino room when the servers first came up, almost every single time the casino would be online because they would forget to disable it. So you could be in there right when it would come online, and you could gamble with your coins, and that's how a lot of us ended up with a lot of resources. You just gamble with your coins and then teleport out or recall out. You didn't want to teleport because you left a portal. You just go in there real quick and 1, 2, 3, 4, hit your coins. 10 if you have it. Boom. Piece the fuck out. And then the GMs never thought to be in there, standing there to be like, wait, who the fuck's using the casino? I think that would be the worst case scenario from Valve's perspective if they disabled trading. They don't have to disable trading. What they have to do is they have to disable player-to-player trading. If they put it where you can still put things on an auction board or a sale board, that would be okay, because you would have no way to ensure that the buyer that wants to give you real-world money would get it. Anybody could end up with it. So I don't think that would be too bad. Now, I did see somebody say they wish that they had sold their Ashes of Creation account before all this bullshit with Ashes happened. Knowing that Robert Dawson has like 0% chance of actually honoring the affiliate sales, I wish that I had dumped off my Ashes of Creation account, because at least my wife's, I probably could have gotten like $600 or $700 back. But if you guys have been on my show long enough, you know that I believe in karma, and I'm not gonna, for the shitty game that is Ashes of Creation, I'm not gonna taint my soul with negative karma. I spent $2,000. I'm not ashamed to say it. I spent about $2,000 on 2 Ashes of Creation accounts. I probably could have sold the $800 one that was my wife's. I could have probably gotten $500 back. But I made $33,000 covering Ashes of Creation. So I'm not going to like, why are you selling your account, Jay? Oh, because I know this game is fucked. Oh, so you're selling your account and you're fucking somebody else over? That's mighty nice of you. Yeah, I didn't want that negative karma on my soul. I'm not gonna sell something I know has no value. Because my name isn't Steven. Honestly, it would be cool to be able to auction something on the Steam market, but auction maybe could work. I'm not saying it could. Auction would be better than direct player sale. Now, you said, do I think there is a reality where anybody picks up Ashes of Creation and develops it? No, I don't. I think there was a reality that somebody might have picked it up. But now that there's so much contention around it, and honestly, I hope that those fucking class action lawyers get the lead out of their ass, because there is a prime opportunity in the Ashes of Creation lawsuits for the class action attorneys to come in and claim insider foreclosure and transfer of liability. And if they did that, what would happen is they have a hearing for transfer of liability, and then they slap a lien on TFE Games Holdings, which prevents Robert Dawson from selling the asset because there's a lien on the company, which means he has to resolve the lien before he can draw the money out. In fact, if you apply the lien correctly, then the transaction gets intercepted. When you sell the game, the transaction gets intercepted by the courts and says, hey, wait a minute, you have $11.3 million worth of liability towards the employees, 6 point something million in back payroll and Warren payroll, and then another 5 some odd million in penalties. The Ashes of Creation thing, people keep saying this game is so great, this is the best game on the market. Holy fuck, can you guys fucking pull your dick out of Steven's, or pull Steven's dick out of your mouth and realize what you're saying. Ashes of Creation in the state that it was in January is better than many games on the market. What game is fucking Ashes of Creation better than? But let's fucking be honest. Is it better than Riders of Icarus was? Sure. Was it better than Elyon? Better? Maybe. More complete? More finished? No. Better than Bless? Marginally, maybe. But again, Bless had finished systems. But people are going on and on and on about Ashes of Creation like the fucking playing the game is going to add 4 inches to your dick and it's going to cure fucking cancer. Like, guys, no, it's not. It's not that good. Is it better than Where Winds Meet? No, absolutely not. Where Winds Meet is a much more complete, finished experience than Ashes of Creation is. And all these people are doing with this fucking Muppet level bullshit is you're just showing that you're fucking desperate sycophants, and you will fucking suck off any developer that does anything that looks like a halfway decent game. You want a good game? Don't play shitty games. If you want a developer to finally have to make a good game, stop playing shitty games. Just stop. Force them to make a good game. And if you don't, if you're like, well, I'm going to play whatever's on the market, cool. Then stop complaining. Stop saying, I'm going to play whatever's on the market, but these games all suck. They suck because you're playing them. Yeah, not just stop playing, but stop giving money to. You thought Ashes was fun for what it was, though. You thought it was fun for what it was. A generic, vanilla, grindy mob killer with incomplete systems, no end game. The node system didn't work. The class system was less than half finished. The levels were less than half done. There was nothing. Fine, it was fun. Some guys out there pay a dominatrix to kick them in the balls because they think that's fun and enjoyable. If you're a masochist, but there was open world battles. Jerk yourself off some more. There were open world battles with an incomplete fucking combat system. What? Dude, remove Steven's penis from your mouth, and instead of saying the game was fun for what it was, say the game was acceptable for the level of development, so that you're giving an accurate reflection. Because if you say the game was fun for what it was, and a million people say the game was fun for what it was, then a game developer is going to look and say, there's a million people that think a fucking pile of dog shit like Ashes of Creation is fun, so let's spend $1 and make a game like that, and we'll make 300 million instead of forcing us to spend 50 million to make a game that's decent. ArcAge had open world battles. ArcAges were better. BDO has open world battles. Theirs were better. Besides, open world battle is a buzzword. Why the fuck does it matter if it's an open world battle or an instanced battle? Well, because then more and more people can keep joining. No, they can't. Because you're limited to a quantity defined by the grid controller. If the grid controller can only handle 200 versus 200, which no out-of-the-box grid controller can do right now anyway, if the grid controller can only handle, let's say, 150 versus 150, then you might as well throw that content. Remember, I've said this. Steven was lying to everybody about the effectiveness of their dynamic grid controller. If your grid controller can only handle 300 people, then you might as well make that combat an instanced fight for 300 people, because your grid controller can't handle more than 300 anyway. And then people are like, well, that's what the dynamic gridding does. It splits that into smaller groups so that we can have a larger and larger fight. No, you can't. You can have 2 smaller fights. Because the moment you have to start passing data between the 2 grid controllers, each pass of data uses 1 action that the grid controller could handle. So yeah, you have 1,000 people fighting in the open world, and that gets broken into 6 grids. Well, you're only able to effectively combat the people on your grid. EVE Online has 6,000 person fights, but the grid controller can only process a 2,000 person fight. So at 6,000 people, the grid controller is running in time dilation, because what it's doing is it's slowing down your ability to input, allowing it to have the time to resolve the higher number of inputs. So it's saying, I can handle 2 million inputs in a minute, but there's 6 million inputs in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut your time dilation down so that you still only are inputting 2 million in a minute. Doesn't make the fight bigger and bigger and bigger. What it does is it slows down the fight. You're a lot of people, slower fight. Do I think Ashes will come back? I think Robert Dawson, if he manages to get a clear title on Ashes of Creation, if he manages to win all of his lawsuits against if he manages to win all of his lawsuits, including the one against Jason, the 2 class action suits, and the one Steven has against him, all Robert Dawson is going to do is look at the fact that he is owed $80 million. He's $80 million in the hole. He's going to sell off Ashes in whatever form or fashion makes him the most money. If that's selling it as a complete game for somebody else to develop, he'll do that. If he sells off the art assets and spends 5 years hoping that those assets being on the Unreal store gets him his money, he'll do that. But if Ashes had more money, it would be completed. Bullshit. Bullshit. Ashes of Creation burned through at least $120 million in investment. And that $120 million is what it took to get you to the point Ashes was at in January. $120 million. That means they would have needed a total of $360 million. What if they had $1 billion? Okay, my point to you is this. What the build that they had in January wasn't worth $120 million. It simply wasn't. If they had $1 billion, the game would have come out. It never would have made $1 billion back. The game, like, Star Citizen has $1 billion fucking dollars at their disposal. But they're trying to build server meshing tech as well. Greetings and salutations. Thank you for calling the San Angeles Police Department. To continue this call with an automated attendant, please press 1 now. Peon released a I'm so sorry piece talking about how blindsided he feels. This came out of nowhere. He would have known. He was positive for selfish reasons. People have been trying to tell you for years and you called them liars and ostracized them for your community. Yeah, fuck the lazy peon, man. Fuck the lazy peon. He didn't want to know. The lazy peon didn't want to know. He never asked Steven a hardball question. I'm sorry. This is the time. This isn't me shitting on people randomly. Fuck all those other Ashes of Creation content creators that did interviews with Steven who threw him underhanded softballs so that he could pontificate. Not a goddamn one of them ever held his feet to the fire on a question and said, like I did, which pissed Steven off, and I don't care. My integrity is more important to me than Steven walking out of an interview feeling good about himself. How many people are working on Ashes of Creation? Because you said 115, but 28 of them are from Stormmancer, and 55 of them are from Streamline Media. You fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. And what? Let me just rehash for a second. Where do you get polluted water? Great question. Did any of these zones right here, these wild zones, you can move into and you can put pumps down. The problem is going into the wild zones you're gonna need an awful lot of materials to keep rebuilding your base. Now I know that they've changed it and edited it and altered it since I first did that, but yeah, you move into the wild zones, that's where the polluted water is. Anyway, these content creators, all they cared about was themselves. These content creators, they cared about shilling Ashes of Creation, not asking any hard questions, taking the opportunity to just take advantage of the community. And then when I started bringing up stuff like, hey, why in this lawsuit is Streamline Media talking about a round of investors? The community didn't want to hear it. Oh, you're just being negative. You fell out of favor. You're just being hypercritical. You're just being Jalan. No, I'm asking a question. Steven said I have no investors, and in a lawsuit, somebody has put forth written testimony, because that's what your court filing is. It's written testimony. You're signing a form upon penalty of perjury that everything you've said in this filing is true and correct. You have you have said that you have no investors, but now the people that you owe money to say you asked them to hold off because you were trying to secure a round of investment. Steven Sharif was running a hell of a good scam, but he wasn't scamming the players. He was scamming his investors. Jason Karamanis, I've listened to that man on Nephis' show a half a dozen times. That man's a fucking moron. I got robbed. I got blindsided. Dude, you filed a lawsuit to look at the books. You withdrew the lawsuit before you ever got the chance to see the books. And now you're complaining that you never got to see the books and how Rob Dawson moved the assets and you were more senior. Dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I don't give a shit. Jason Karamanis can fucking kiss my lily white ass. He's like, I'm the next senior in line for terms of credit. No, you're not. Your loans were before Robert's, but Robert filed a lien. The order of payoff is the order of lien, with the exception of the federal government and state government agencies can bump ahead in line. Jason has said such amazing things on Nephis' show, like, I make my money because I sit at the top of the pyramid. Okay, so you have no problem admitting that you run pyramid schemes. He's like, I've sued like 120 people and I've only lost 3 times. You've sued 120 people? That's how you make your money? I'm glad you lost $12 million. I really am. I'm glad he lost $12 million. Him sending Steven messages like, I took money out of my 401k. Why the fuck are you? Your 401k should never be touched. If you're a money man, investments should never be made. How the hell it's on? Hold on 1 second, guys. How the hell it? Sorry, I was getting an update about my cat. My cat is fairly sick, but it's not feline leukemia, which is really nice that it's not feline leukemia because I have 6 other cats, and if it was feline leukemia, I would have had to get all of them tested. But anyway, Jason Karamanis has said wonderful things on Nephis' show, and it's pretty clear that he got screwed. But then he talked about the nature of his character, and I'm glad he got screwed. I am. You're a fucking douchebag. I looked up Jason Karamanis, and the way that he makes his money is he backs people on MLM marketing schemes, and I'm going to say the word scheme because he's crossed paths with Janice Global and sued them in the past. And Janice Global, Robert Dawson is one of the people allegedly, I don't know what that outcome ever was, but allegedly who stole Janice Global out from under the owner. And the worst part is all these people, like at least Jason, I'll give him credit. At least Jason turned around and said, I make my money because I sit on the top of the pyramid. At least he has the decency to admit he runs pyramid schemes. But I think everybody who talks about like, well, I wish Ashes was still out so I could play it. Honestly, I don't like to talk as a Gen Zer, but if you miss Ashes because it was so fucking good, man, go touch grass. Get a different hobby, because your standards have dropped way too low. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. If you're upset because Ashes isn't around anymore and you can no longer play it because you think Ashes was so fucking good, you need to touch grass. You need to not play any online games for a year so that you can detox and then actually appreciate a good online game when it comes out. Because Ashes wasn't good. Ashes had the potential to be good. Just like, and I'll say this, I did some CPI work for Intrepid Studios. What I did, I can't elaborate on because I respect my NDA. But I did some CPI work for Intrepid Studios. I offered to work for Steven for room and board. I was bored. I wanted to work on something. The very first thing I would have done if Steven had hired me early on is I would have said, why the fuck are you doing all the IP work as the CEO? Why are you not differentiating your time between Steven Sharif creative writing and being the CEO and the creative director? You should be, if all of this was yours, then all of Vera should be in a LLC, and you're leasing the rights to this to Intrepid Studios for $1 a year. And the reason why is, if anything happens at that point and you lose control of the company, you always have a backup plan for how you're going to make your money, because at the end of the next year, you just reach out to Intrepid Studios and say, okay, guys, I'm not here as a shareholder. I'm not here as the creative director. I'm not here as the CEO. I'm not here as any of these things. Right now, I'm here as, I'm here as and only here as the holder of Steven Sharif Creative Writing, and I want to renegotiate. And then Robert Dawson's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you say, hey, Vera, the Tulnar, all the races, all the everything, they're all mine. They're all my intellectual property. I've been leasing them to Intrepid for $1 a year on a year-to-year basis. Now I want $5 million a year. And if you don't give it to me, you can't use my intellectual property. So that would be like, well, shit. Now, some people hate Steven because he's the reason all the employees didn't get paid. That's a fair hate. You can hate on Steven because he's the reason the employees didn't get paid. Absolutely. Because Steven, like a little bitch, resigned and ran away. I'm sorry. You're a little bitch. You resigned and you ran away. In your filing, you talked about Robert Dawson threatened me with physical violence. Okay. Did you hire a bodyguard? No. Did you fill out a police report? No. Because I don't know about you, man, but people threaten me with physical violence. I take steps to ensure my safety. Did you buy a gun? Did you get a gun license? Did you get your concealed carry? Like, you gotta make a comment that Robert Dawson threatened you with physical violence. Well, maybe if you had taken my advice years ago and you had, you know, done some PT, gotten your ass on a treadmill, lifted some weights. Steven's supposedly like over 6 foot. A guy threatened you with physical violence? Well, then why didn't you threaten back? He pushed you? Push back. You're a big dude. You're a swole turkey. I don't buy any of that. People don't amass $100 million by using physical violence. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't employ physical violence. They usually have somebody that does the physical violence on their behalf. But his whole story of Robert cornered him in a meeting, after a meeting, and physically forced him to sign 30 or 40 documents without having a chance to review them. That's bullshit. That's a boy's answer. That's a crybaby's answer. Look, man, I'm a grown-ass adult and ain't nobody ever put 30 or 40 pages of paperwork in front of me and made me sign them without fucking reading them, and I've been privy to a lot of business deals. Yeah, him and what crowbar. Right, exactly. Serves the guy right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 7 or 8 times, and so help me. Borrowed my money, no investor meetings, won't let me see the books. Asked to borrow more money, surprised how things turn out. Yeah. That's Robert Dawson. Robert's like, or not Robert Dawson, Jason Karmanos. I got taken advantage of. He took advantage of me. How the fuck did he take advantage of you? You filed a lawsuit to see the books and then you withdrew the lawsuit without seeing the books. The only way I would have withdrawn that lawsuit was, dude, you're either gonna let me see the books or I'm gonna get a fucking court order and a subpoena and then you're gonna let me see the books. But you knew there was a problem all the way back and you then gave him another $5 or $6 million? Like, and what was funny to me was Jason was going on about how he's owed all this money in interest. Jason, no, you're not. The moment you convert debt into equity, you're not owed any more interest. That stopped. Now, maybe there's other loans that weren't converted, but I don't think Jason has a triple-digit IQ. Based on listening to him speak and his gross misunderstanding of the paperwork he filed, I don't think he understands how loans work. I really don't. And somebody might say, well, how can you amass millions of dollars and not know how things work? Trust me, I know a lot of rich people who are dumb as fuck with how their money actually works. They have money, they don't know how to manage money. Unfortunately, the people that know how to manage money usually suffer from this really terrible condition called they were raised by good parents and they have ethics and morals. People with ethics and morals don't do the things that Steven Sharif did. What's going to happen to Steven? Well, Steven has a very long uphill battle in store for him across a couple of different avenues. Steven has allegedly, and in conjunction with his husband, taken about 12 million directly out of Intrepid Studios, with no accounting and no paperwork. If, depending on what comes out of the different court cases, Robert would be within his would be well within his rights to approach the district attorney state's attorney of San Diego County and ask them to file criminal charges against Steven for embezzlement. Steven is also facing potentially charges where he'll be audited because there's been allegations against him that he commingled funds and he directly benefited from company money. And now that's not a huge thing. It depends on how the IRS plans to pursue that. The big one, case in point, is the private chef that Steven had working in his house that was being paid by Intrepid Studios. You can't do that. If your house is being used every night for meetings because you're running your business out of your house. And so every night you have people at your house working, so you have a chef there. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you claim that the personal chef is a company employee and that personal chef only ever cooks for you and your husband at your residence, well then you can't do that. You can't use company money to benefit yourself. Then you have to pay tax on it because it's considered personal compensation. Same thing with a company car. A lot of people fuck this up because they listen to the guy in the cowboy hat and they listen to the well, if you set it up this way, then you look, there is no legal way for your company car to be used for personal reasons and you not have to pay tax on that as compensation. Your company can absolutely give you a company car. I'm not saying they can't do that. But if they do that and you're using it for personal reason, then you have to pay tax on it to the value of having that car. Now, I've had a company car, and the company car was, because I was driving 60 miles each way, and I would drive the company car to work in the morning, and I would drive the company car home. Once I got home, I drove my own personal vehicle. Now, there was one thing that I had to factor in. I would drive downtown to work in the morning, and then I had to go to class. So I drove into work at 4 in the morning, and then I left work at about 11:50, and I drove to the university, took my class, and then went home for the day. And I had to talk to my accountant, and I had to say, is me driving to the university an unauthorized use of a work vehicle? And my attorney simply asked me, he said, is the university in between your house and your job, or is it on the other side of your house? I said, no, it's on the way from work to home. And then my accountant was like, no, then that's fine because you haven't used mileage that you wouldn't use otherwise. Now there's a way, some of the stuff that Steven did, pretty clear. Steven, when he would go to like Gamescom overseas, he would fly first class. Can you do that? Yes, absolutely. You can absolutely lavish yourself up while you're the CEO. You want to fly first class? Fly first class. Is that going to be a tax issue? No. Why? Because you're a C-suite level executive. No one's going to balk at the fact that you're flying first class. But where somebody might have an issue with it is how many of your people are you flying first class? Are all of those people necessary? Did any of those people do anything other than go to the work-related activities, well, then you need to dig into those to see if somebody's going to say you're lavishing your friends with company money. Companies can give you a company card designated for your personal professional use without respect to usage percentage if they include it as a portion of your benefits package. Yes. Yes. If it is included in your benefits package where you ultimately it's like you're you're being paid $80,000 in cash and $20,000 in consideration for the vehicle that we give you to use 24/7, then yes, because your company has included on your tax form a valuation of the vehicle that's fair and equitable to market standards. So, and where would you get like that $20,000 number? You would look at the lease. You would look at what the monthly lease would be and say the monthly lease would be whatever, $700. And you divide it by 2, personal business. So you'd be looking at, it wouldn't be 20,000 then, it would be about 5. And then that's how it's written up in your compensation package. We're going to include a dollar amount of about $5,000 on your payroll form for consideration of an asset we gave you, because we need you to have a vehicle at all times. If we call you at 3 a.m. and tell you to get your ass in here to work, we don't need to hear that you take the bus to work and the bus doesn't run at this time. We gave you a car. You can write off meals if employees or clients eat with you as a business expense. You used to be able to do that outright. Now you have to be very careful in how you do that. You can do that with only employees occasionally. But if you start doing that with employees, every single meal you are writing, this is a write-off, then the IRS is going to come along and they're going to say, okay, well, where's the work product from that meeting? Where's the work product from that meeting? See, if you do it sporadically and you're doing lunches and dinners sporadically and you're not trying to write them all off, then the IRS is going to be like, okay, that is, and I hate this word, reasonable. You have a weekly meeting at your house. Well, you're catering it, okay? So you're writing that off. Cool. But where's the work product? Because it's a recurring meeting, so there should be work product related from it. And the work product can be simple. It could be a fucking napkin with fucking ideas written on it. It doesn't have to be anything massive. But if you're doing like a Saturday in January and a Tuesday in March, the IRS is going to be like, okay, we don't give a fuck about that. That's just as you go meetings. It's like this one as well, Quantum Traveler. Back in the 70s and the 80s and the early the 90s, I could take my whole family to Disney World. PGN, say I made Asmongold level money. Say on any given day I could make $40,000 or $50,000 streaming. Well, I could take my family to Disney World, and I could give my wife a job title called merchandise manager. I could give my daughter, like my 20-year-old, I could make her the Generation Z liaison. And I could give my 13-year-old up-and-coming talent designator. So they're all employees. Well, I could fly us all down to Disney World back in the 90s. Can't do this now. But I could fly us all down to Disney World for corporate retreat. And then every morning we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and we have breakfast and we write shit down like, okay, day 1 is going to be the planning of the next quarter. So we write some shit down. Well, now I just wrote off everybody's plane tickets and everybody's resort fee because we're meeting every day, and we just happen to be meeting at the Disney resort, and we just happen to then at the end of the day after that be like, okay, guys, we're only meeting for an hour every day. This is the corporate retreat, and then we write some bullshit about We're exploring the Orlando area for innovative ideas to incorporate into our branding message. Where we're templating Disney and the things that they do. And as long as you wrote up some bullshit, you could get away with it. But now...
I'm your host, Eleanor Cole, with another important message for
Yeah, that sounds like we don't employ enough people to check everything, and this company is more likely rather than less likely to be justifiable expenses. So we're going to mark this as below the threshold for consideration. Right, that's how the IRS is like... It, like this year, I'm assuming I'm gonna catch an audit from the IRS this year,
however, aren't just resistant to startups.
which is fine because I'm not afraid of being audited because I don't do anything wrong. PGN ran at a loss last year. We ran at about $125 loss. Part and parcel of that is I deliberately waited to move a DistroKid disbursement because I'd already filed December's tax payment, and so it came in right after I filed. I was like, well, shit, it's gonna be close, and I missed by 125 bucks. So this is the second year in a row that I have paid no federal or state taxes, but I run a cash-based business, so they can come and audit me if they want. I'm not worried about it. Where you run into the problem is where they're going to look at my income. I think my income last year for PGN was about 4,400 bucks. They're going to be like, 4,400 bucks. This isn't like, they're going to say the maximum he owed in federal taxes. And by the way, guys, when people say corporations should have to pay more money, can I just please remind you that corporations are paying a fuck ton of money? I pay 21% federal corporate tax. I made about 4,400 bucks last year for the company, and I paid just about $1,600 in corporate taxes between state and federal. Let's stop talking that mad shit about make the corporations pay. Otherwise, corporations can't grow. 21% tax off the profit, that's a ball buster. That's rough. Yeah, corporations don't get 10K a year in child tax credits. Right. Corporations don't get standard exemptions. I'm not saying that we don't need to fix the tax code, but I think people that don't have the first fucking idea about how much tax corporations already pay, I think they need to recognize we need to not be over the top. Now, am I all for corporations losing a bunch of their bullshit exemptions? Yes. Am I all for the rich losing a bunch of their bullshit exemptions? Sure. But am I all about punishing the rich? No, because if you punish the rich, they'll just keep finding more loopholes. Let's get them to pay what's fair. Just pay what's fair. Like Asmongold said something last week or the week before that I didn't like. I respect his right to say it. I didn't agree with it. He said that video games should be priced prorate based on your income. So Asmongold said he should be paying $1,000 for a video game because he can afford $1,000 for a video game, where somebody else should only be paying 30 bucks. Well, I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea because honestly, I don't like creating different classes of people. Let's create one class of people. The loopholes are the issues as well as subsidiaries for giant corps. Right, but remember, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't want you to think I'm disagreeing with the premise. But if you suddenly penalize the corporations to a point that they can't make money, then corporations just won't be in business. And where some people say, that's great, my response to those people is, do you shop at Walmart? Yes. Then you want big corpo. If you shop at Walmart, then you absolutely support big corporate. You choose not to shop, you choose to go to Walmart instead of going to the local market. Why? I go to the local market for a reason. I don't have any shame in sharing this. I have PTSD. I have horrible anxiety. I don't like going to Walmart unless I go to Walmart at like 2 in the morning. I don't like going to Walmart unless literally there's nobody else there. The little market in town, they know me. The little market in town, because I've been going there for the 9 years that I've been PTSD retired. The little market in town, they know me as a person. The nice, wonderful staff, because strangers try to talk to me, like people in town. The nice people at the market will do me a favor. If they see anybody talking to me, they quite literally, very, very literally, will walk up to me and start talking to the person who's talking to me so that I can get away. Like somebody wants to talk to me at the school board, and the employees will walk up to me and start talking to me so that I can get out of the conversation, which I really appreciate. I go to the same, I only go out to 3 restaurants. I go to the Mexican place that knows about my condition. I go to the stir fry place. They know about my condition, and the hostess is amazing. And I go to the sushi place, and they know about my condition. They all will make arrangements. Like, we go to the stir fry place. Last week she screwed up. She sat us near people, but all I had to do was remind her this week. I said, hey, can you put us, and she's like, yeah, I'm so sorry, I put you next to people last week. She puts us in the back. We go right at 11, right when they open. We're usually done before the lunch crowd comes in, because we go right, if they're ready for us, they'll actually open the door at like 10:52 for us. And we go in, we get our bowls set up, and they finish our food for us. We're usually out, and I appreciate that. I really, really do. But people say, I don't like big corporate. You shop at Walmart? Oh, you do? You like big corporate? Well, Walmart needs to treat its employees better. Okay, well, do you want your deodorant to cost $9 a stick? Walmart takes too much profit. I don't disagree, but it's a publicly traded company, and Walmart's gonna take the profit they're gonna take before the employees ever get money. So I'm cool if we want to make deodorant $9 a stick. We can do that. I'm okay with that. If that's what it takes for the employees to get paid, I'm okay with that. But then people will turn around and say, well, the rich people should just make less money. Well, and the rich people are going to stop fucking owning businesses. People are like, good, they shouldn't. Great, and then we'll be right back to no big box stores, no bulk rate discounts. We'll be, instead of having Lowe's and Menards and Home Depot, you're going to have Ace Hardwares. And there's nothing wrong with Ace Hardwares. I go to an Ace Hardware I used to. Now Ace Hardware hires anybody off the street. Ace Hardware used to hire people that knew what the fuck they were doing. I remember owning my first house. We're gonna kick it down nostalgia lane for a second. I remember having my first house. I needed to rebuild the sink under the sink area, and I couldn't get it pieced together right. So I had my old digital camera, and I took the pictures with the measurements, and I printed them out on, the 7-hour printer. Printed them out, made sure all the measurements, I had the ruler in the picture. I just went to an Ace Hardware, and I was like, hey, my man, is the plumbing guy around? And he's like, yeah. Go back to the plumbing guy. I literally walked in with my project in a box with the picture and all the measurements, and the guy just laughed. And the guy was like, your dad's a tradesman, isn't he? And I was like, yeah, how do you know? He's like, because I can always tell the son of a tradesman. Because you have all the parts. You have the measurements. You have a picture. Why don't you just go ask your dad for help? Because he'll fucking laugh at me. And the guy laughed about it. He was like, yeah, he probably will. Now you go into fucking Home Depot or Menards or Lowe's. Them fucking people working there don't fucking have the first goddamn. Some of them do. You run into some that do. But most of the time you walk into Lowe's, the people you talk to, they don't have the first fucking clue. They got laughed at anyway, which I'm okay with, as long as I didn't get laughed at by my dad. The only reason why I didn't ask my dad on that project is my dad had moved 2 hours away. Otherwise, I would have asked him. I don't give a shit about asking my dad. My dad can laugh at me. Every time my dad laughs at me about a home improvement project that I can't get right, I just look at him and say, well, you taught me, so this is a reflection of your teaching. If the gaming companies are actually being conservative in prices, I'm seriously concerned about the state of the US economy. Yeah, games coming out at $70. What you have to realize is if you want a quality game, you get what you pay for. Which is why I desperately implore all of the former fans of Ashes of Creation, please, for the love of God, vote with your wallet. Do not let Robert Dawson sell off Ashes of Creation to some third-rate Asian company, produce some bullshit just so he can try to make his money back. He had billion-dollar signs in his eyes. Let him lose his ass on the money, because Robert Dawson wants to raise the price of Ashes of Creation to $19.99 monthly. Walton kids don't need $513 bill average, while associates pay is $18. No, but here's the problem. You fell into the trap that everybody falls into. You're saying the Walton family. The Walton family doesn't own Walmart. Who owns Walmart? Not the Walton family. Who owns Walmart? Because everybody says that about Walmart. They said the Walton family doesn't need, but the Walton family doesn't own Walmart. The shareholders own Walmart. Until we have case law that changes Dodge versus Ford, the requirement will always be that companies worry about the shareholder before they worry about the employees, because that's what the legal doctrine says. Companies are beholden to the shareholders because the shareholders are the owners. Do I like it? No. Do I agree with it? No. Would I change it if I could? Absolutely. But that was like yesterday where the person I had to ban, they were like, sounds spineless. Look, I don't think it's spineless to say I accept the law, I follow the law, I don't like the law. What the law was is that Henry Ford wanted to pay the employees more, but he got sued by another car manufacturer because they didn't want him to pay his employees more, because then they'd have to pay their employees more. So the lawsuit was based around who is a company beholden to? Is it beholden to the employees, the customers, or the shareholders? And the courts ruled that companies are required to do what is best for the shareholders because they are the owners. That laid the groundwork for many, 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 many rules that the SEC has. For example, if a company is going to take an action that is deliberately not advantageous to the shareholders, they must allow a shareholder vote. They must ask the shareholders permission for the right to direct the company in a manner that is non-advantageous to them. They don't have a choice. That must be a shareholder decision. And the big hoopla with that is the shareholders are always going to want what's best for them, not what's best for the employees. Because what's best for the employees, what a lot of people say, is they make that very same statement. The Walton family doesn't need more billions, the employees need more money. Well, unfortunately, I'm the unpopular guy, because what I have to tell you is you don't need more money. You need less taxes. More money is more inflation. Period. Die. Every day of the week. Twice on Sunday. More money doesn't solve your problems. More money solves today's problem and buys you 2 problems tomorrow. And people don't understand that because they don't want to understand it, because it's a fact that breaks their narrative. You need to be able to keep more of the money you earn. Yes, exactly. What you need is you don't need more money. You need less taxes. You don't need more money. You need less expenses. What you need is for the government to get off of your ass. What you need is less property tax. If the money is going to the shareholders, is this not contributing to inflation? No, because the shareholders aren't putting the money into back into the system. For example, people say that Elon Musk is responsible for inflation because he has 700 and some odd or 800 and some odd billion dollars. Elon Musk doesn't contribute to inflation because he has a potential value of 800 some odd billion dollars because he's not spending it. Elon Musk only needs so many things. He has money for the sake of collecting money, which people don't, it's hard for them to realize. Like, for example, my method, yeah, Elon Musk is responsible for inflation because he bought votes for Donald Trump, but that's his actions, not by virtue of him having 800 some odd billion dollars. One of the ways I live is like this. In March, on March 1st, I got my pension check. Everything that was in my checking account on February 28th went into the savings account because I clearly didn't need it. I got March's check, and the first thing I did out of March's check was a 40% haircut right into savings. The average person, I'm not trying to be condescending, I'm not trying to be insulting, I'm blessed to have gone from paycheck to paycheck, robbing Peter to pay Peter, to having enough that I have 7 figures in the bank, is that inflation is caused by people buying things with money they don't have. Shareholders aren't buying things with money they don't have. Shareholders are taking their dividends that they're getting and they're reinvesting them so they have more money on paper. It's like the mental exercise of people get mad at the idea that you could win $1 billion lottery and only walk away with $435 million. And they say, look at all the taxes. But it's not taxes. It's you're choosing to take a 20-year annuity all in 1 year. If you win the $1 billion tax, is it smarter to take the $400 million payout today, or is it smarter to take the $1.4 billion payout over 20 years? Depends. For most people, it is smarter to take the $435 million buyout today because now you're tax clear. You don't have any future taxes. You're done. But if you're bad with money, you take the annual annuity because it's really hard to fuck up if you know you're getting $50 million next year. But for the average, like I say, if you ever win the 1.4 billion, give me a call. If you don't trust lawyers and accountants, I'll only want 4%. And I'll make sure that they don't take you for all your money. Think about that investment. I want $16 million. I want 4% of your payout, and I'll make sure that you keep the majority of your money. Sounds like a good deal. Lawyers are going to say the same thing. Well, if you just give me 21% Be like, fuck your 21%. I'll call Jay for 4. Because I know Jay ain't a greedy bastard. It's only 16 million. What's 16 million between friends? The problem is, people don't understand that. Don't use AI for free. No. With that kind of money, don't use AI. Because AI is gonna fuck you. AI is gonna fuck you over. AI will give really bad advice. Inflation will eventually destroy the modern economic system. We are the first society in history to deal with the kind of inflation we have, so we have no historical solutions to fix our institutions. Correct. And what we have is, at a time that we need the smartest people, our society is inundated with the dumbest fucking people. Like, guys, I want you to take this and rattle it around in your skull case. We have, right now, the highest per capita amount of stupid people that we've ever had. And why we know that is because in days past, the dumb people didn't survive long enough to have dumb children of their own. I heard somebody say, well, if the founding fathers were so smart, they would have, look, man, no offense, but the average person, including myself, couldn't be transported back to 1776 and survive reasonably because they were dealing with a whole different sort of problems. You get transported into 1776. I love the guy that did this video. He said, and you take, he's like, the founding fathers had less education than our modern 12-year-olds. Well, first of all, that's false. Second of all, you take a modern 12-year-old, you dump them back in 1776, and they're going to be dead within 4 days of dysentery because they're going to drink unboiled water. Fair? Salty Bread has hit the idea. We know how to level a barter system. We know what economic scaffolding we need to put on a barter system. We know what kind of scaffolding we need to put around a monarchy, put around a dictatorship. We know how to put economic scaffolding around those things. Feudalism. Actually, come on, Bunny, believe it or not, that is a misnomer that you have been that you have been fed by history. People, like this idea that people only bathed like once a month, that only was for some parts of the world. People were actually fairly clean because they had to be. Like, they had to be clean because they figured out really quickly being dirty is what led to infection and rampant disease. Most people, they didn't take a bath every day, but they bathed every day. That's what you'll hear the bucket of wash water. The kids would bring, they had a barrel of wash water outside of the back door. Wash their hands, wash their neck, wash their face. Because keep in mind, mama wasn't going to let you come to bed with a crotch smelling like crotch rot. Like that, you washed. You had a lot of kids, you washed a lot. Now, yeah, there was cow shit, horse shit everywhere, but truthfully, as much as I want to say, it does grow on you. You start to ignore it. But no, we're living in a society where Salty Bread is absolutely right. The idea of unchecked infinite economic growth isn't feasible. It's simply not feasible in the slightest. But where we get the problem, if you will, is because we don't have historical documents to look at, people are taking their best guess as to how to fix the economics, and a lot of them are doing it in ways that are bad because they're saying shit to get themselves elected to political office. Bernie Sanders doesn't have the first fucking clue how to manage an economy. Bernie Sanders keeps putting out stuff like, we need Medicare for all. Cool, how you gonna pay for it? I saw corporations are trying to only have report earnings twice a year instead of every quarter. That's actually good. Biannual report earnings will slow down the stock market because right now, every quarter, everyone's playing the guessing game with stocks, and it creates a very volatile market. I wish that corporations only had to file annual earning reports. I really do. I hate that the stock market has companies, like, look at what happened with just one company. Look at GameStop. GameStop made an awful lot of people an awful lot of money. And a lot of, like, the Wall Street bets, the young kids, these people are like, oh, it was great, I made a bunch of money. Yeah, and you fucked over your grandma and your grandpa. And they're like, what do you mean? When it comes to stocks, there is always a winner. Or when it comes to stocks, if there is a winner, there is a loser. The stock market isn't a closed system. The stock market is people putting money in, people taking money out. I bought it for $1. I sold it for 10. I made $9 profit. You bought it for 10. You can't sell it for 10 because nobody wants it at 10. You need your money back. You have to take 7 for it. You lost $3 a share. So overall, there was a $6 increase of available monies, but not to you. You lost 3. Now this other person has it. The stock may go up to 20. The stock may go down to 3. The stock market has become something it was never intended to be. It's just like, what do we say about video game companies? We hate when video game companies create a problem to sell us the solution. There are entire companies that exist to make money on stock transactions. The entire system is broken around the idea of having companies make money on speculating on what a stock may or may not do. And that's bullshit. Look at, like Sears. Sears used to offer a full pension. When I got my first job at Sears, they were mad as fuck. I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't get retained. My 2 female friends that worked at Sears, they both bought into the pension system. 16 years old, they bought into the pension system. I said, are you guys really fucking planning on working at Sears long enough to get vested in your pension? Because I don't plan on being here long enough to get vested in a pension. So I didn't take the pension option, and I very quickly found myself at the 60-day mark, not being picked up from a temporary employee to permanent employee. In a lot of ways, I think it wasn't my performance. It was the fact that I didn't want to give them money every month into the pension program, because you know that a company like Sears, when it has its own pension program is running an awful lot like Social Security. We're paying for people that worked for us 40 years ago with your money, and in 40 years when it's time for you to collect your pension, we hope to be paying it with the next generation's money. Yeah, the stock market was originally there to share the risk for trade voyages It was to spread the risk and share the profit. Now it's pure speculation. But, and you're right, on a trade voyage, it was, we know that this shipment of cotton is worth 10,000 pounds. So the operating cost to go get it is 3,000 pounds. So 3 people each put 1,000 pounds in because they know they're going to get 33 back. A lot of companies have phased out pensions in favor of increased 401ks. Yeah, because number one, it's cheaper. It's cheaper for you to have a 401k. The military even moved to a 401k. When I went into the military, when you retired at 20 years, you got 50% of your pension, 50% of your top 36 months average of pay, and you got 50% of that. 2.5 extra percent per year you stayed in the military over 20. Now, you retire at 40 years, you get 40%, but the whole time you've been in the military, they've been matching up to 5% into your 401k. That's a hell of a good deal for the Department of Defense to do. As I make the joke, right? As I always make the joke, let's see. The military will end up paying me between $3 and $4 million in pension. That's a lot of money to pay one guy in pension. Between 3 and 4 million? Because I don't plan on dying until I'm damn good and ready. Well, think of it this way. Military member goes into the service at 18, retires at 38, and you have to pay them 50% of what their average was earning from 38 until the day they fucking die. That's a lot of payment. That's a lot of years. Shit, I know guys from the VFW hall that have been pulling their pension for 50 years. 50 fucking years. 401k is better for the employee. Why is a 401k better for the employee? Because you take it with you. A lot of times you have to work at a company for 20 years. Your grandfather was retired longer than he was employed. There you go. Right there. The trick is you have a pension at your job. And in the old days, you worked at a company for 20 years, you got your pension. Most people stayed their whole career at one job. Most people stayed at the same factory forever because the same employer forever, because the longer you stayed, the higher up the food chain you went, the fatter your pension became. When you moved to a new company, you went back to the bottom. So even if you were vested in your pension at the first, now, some people, for some jobs, for some careers, for some alignments, people would move after 20 years because they would already be vested. Teachers, for example, they get vested at 8. In my state, a teacher is vested in their pension at 8 years. For the minimum pension is 8 years of teaching. But the longer you stay, the bigger the pension gets. Until a certain cap. Well, there's an awful lot of teachers that used to be cops because they can double dip into the same pension. There's a lot of teachers that used to be firefighters because they can double dip into the same pension program. They get 2 pensions because they both pay out of the same pool, but because they have different job codes, they're getting 2 full pensions instead of one pension of 40 years. They're getting 2 full 20-year pensions, which generally pays more. A lot of military people do that. They serve in the military for 20 years, then they do their job as a GS employee. They get their military pension right away, and then they're vesting into their civilian pension. But that the DoD works because you know it's going to be there. As long as America exists, there's going to be a Department of Defense or a Department of War, whatever the fuck we are. Actually, oddly enough, they're the Department of War, except my pension still comes from the Department of Defense. How the hell are they still dropping crude futures? It just jumped and then it fell. Well, that's because, again, speculation. Some people are banking on crude oil is gonna go above 110. Some people are banking on the Strait of Hormuz staying closed. Some people are banking on we're going into the summer months, and historically, in the summer months, America especially consumes more gasoline. So there are people that are speculating that it's gonna go up. There's other people that are speculating that it's gonna go down. That the Strait of Hormuz will open in a few weeks, and all of this will be a bad nightmare and whatever. That's why people buy futures, they short futures, they buy stock, they short stock. Everybody has an opinion. The truth of the matter is, as I told you, there was no reason for oil to go up. There was no reason for the cost of gasoline to go up in America for the first 2 weeks of this bullshit war. Because the first 2 weeks would have had zero impact on supply. But what they did is they dressed it up as, well, we're taking steps now to tighten the belt a little bit. To tighten the belt a little bit so people are more conservative with their fuel usage. Fuck off, oil company. You saw an opportunity to make some profit, so you're making some profit. Please just admit that you're making some profit and stop bullshitting. But the problem is they bullshit, and the ignorant, uneducated masses lap that shit up. Yeah, Trump freed up restrictions on Venezuelan oil and Russian oil. He took the sanctions, he gave a 30-day waiver to the sanctions on Russia so that Russia can make $10 billion and can continue to beat up on Ukraine. And can then send Iran money. This whole fucking thing's a goddamn joke. That's dirty oil we got coming in. No, the problem is the dirty oil that we got coming in isn't horrible. There's 6 flavors of oil, but I'm gonna keep it down to 2 because it keeps it easier. You've got dirty crude and you've got light sweet crude. The problem with light sweet crude is that when you get done refining it, the leftover isn't useful for fucking anything. The little bit that you have left over is basically fucking worthless. And then but out of light sweet, clean, golden brown. Oh, you mean dirty because it's coming from Russia. Okay, because there's dirty oil and there's light sweet crude. You blend those together and you make more usable product. Because dirty crude, the tarish, black, heavy sulfur crude, can't be used to make avgas. It's too dirty. It's too nasty. You need to blend it. Well, that's why we buy, like, technically, the United States is not petroleum self-sufficient. I think it's important to foot stomp that for people. technically we're not petroleum self-sufficient because we have aircraft that requires fuel that we can only make from Canadian blend or Middle Eastern Persian blend. We can take some of that, blend it with ours, and make the products we need. Right, but Billy Bob Thornton and Landman said we're self-sufficient, and we are. If the only thing you care about is barrels needed versus barrels produced, we're self-sufficient. But then you get into the fuel like the B-2 bomber needs, or some of our other aircraft needs, some of our drones need. We can't make that without either buying straight crude from the Middle East, Canada, or the added, or the after effect. Remember I said you get down to the bottom piece, you can't really use it for anything? Well, you can still use that bottom piece for blending. It's just way more expensive at that point. But does that help the mom of 3 at the pump? No. It doesn't help the mom of 3 at the pump. Because she's still shit out of $5 a gallon. Should gasoline be a publicly held, should gasoline be a government held commodity? In some ways, I think yes. I don't think that domestically we should have BP and VP and Exxon and Casey's gas station and ExxonMobil and Shell and Phillips 76, Conoco. I don't think we should have 15 gas companies. Cheese is a government-held commodity. Yes, it is. That's fucking worrisome. Speaking of the mom at the pump, did you see the lady on local news? Well, no, because I would have to be in your locale, and I don't watch the local news. But she was talking shit about Trump. Yeah. In my ideal world, some of you might disagree with me, but in my ideal world, JD Vance would be impeached because of his comments of "I don't give a shit" when asked about the U.S. committing war crimes. Which is, if you've noticed, JD Vance is keeping a much lower profile now because I think that they know what's coming in the fall. So I think we know what's coming next January. I think JD Vance is keeping a lower profile now because they know Trump's going to get impeached. Whether he gets convicted or not is going to be a different story. But I have more faith in the American people than you do. Yeah, I do. It doesn't work if I don't have faith in the American people. I truly believe what needs to happen for this country is JD Vance needs to be impeached. And then before they can appoint a new vice president, Donald Trump needs to be impeached. So we get Mike fucking Johnson as the president. Because I don't think he has the political agenda to, I don't think he has the wherewithal. I'll show that clip tomorrow during the politics show. And I have no idea when they added the bike skin. But I would, Karthos, I do agree with you. Yeah, Johnson is a, Johnson is a fucking walking nightmare on his own. But I think Johnson would be, a better president than Donald Trump. But then again, I think my left sock would be a better president than Donald Trump. My cat would be a better president than Donald Trump. Donald Trump has gotten a couple of things okay. He has gotten a couple of things really right. To give the devil his due, yeah, Donald Trump has done a couple of things right. But holy fuck, man. Like, your name is in the Epstein files 33,000 fucking times in just the pages that have been released. Would Kamala Harris have been better for us? No, absolutely not. Here's the truth of the matter. You need a Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus. What we need is a Cincinnatus. We need a person who doesn't want the power to be chosen for the good of the state, to have absolute power to fix all this shit. We're at the point right now where that was basically George Washington. Yeah, you need me. You need me, but I can't be the leader without absolute power. I can't deal with Congress and their bullshit. That's why I think the United Kingdom has a very, very interesting possibility here in the future. I mean this 100%. I think that if the United Kingdom wanted to make their lives infinitely better, then what they should do is when Charles dies, Parliament should confer unto William absolute monarchy powers for a decade. Parliament should convene. Hi, Mischief. Parliament should convene for 10 years and say, we reserve the right to come back into session if you go 2 fucking donkey balls. But unless you go 2 fucking donkey balls, we're gonna give you absolute authority for 10 years. Please fix the fucking country. Please fix the kingdom. How much do they expect the common American people to take? Well, put it this way, man. How much do they expect the common American people to take? They need I think the scenario is ripe for a revolution. I think we're there. I think we're at the breaking point where the American people have taken as much as they're going to take, but because we've had 2 generations of... Why is that bear humping that wolf? That's not PG-13, bear. No means no, bear. I think we're at the point where the American people are ripe for a revolution. But they've so much 30-second, 15-second, 5-second attention span has been bred into them that they won't do it. It's too much at this point. When I say it's too much at this point, I'm helping 3 different families survive. I might as well at this point have 8, 9, fucking... I might as well at this point have 13 fucking kids. Because I'm constantly pulling a 20 off the stack for a mom to buy cereal and milk for her kids. The wealth distribution in the U.S. is very similar to that of France right before the revolution. Yeah, the problem is the rich people really need to get it through their fucking head that if they're trying to play a game where the top 1% owns 99% of the wealth, well, then they're really facing a point where the hungry are going to eat the rich. Like, that's not the world you want to live in. You don't want to live in the world where the hungry eat the rich. It's not good. It's not good for business. We literally have moms that are willing to do anything it takes to feed their kids. And when I say anything, I mean anything. one of the most religious women I know has literally said she is so desperate to feed her kids, she's considering turning to prostitution because it's the oldest profession and it's really the only thing she can think of doing that would make enough money to keep her kids fed. I think at that point, you need to maybe stop for a second and say, okay. It has gone to ridiculous. You were talking to a friend of yours the other day. Your girlfriend and I do all right. We're not rich, but we both own properties and can afford to travel. But we still have to work. My buddy alternates months where he pays the electric bill and water sewer bill most months. His family, where both parents work, can't afford to pay all the bills in 1 month. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what we're in right now. We have people that are literally using the old 1970s, 1980s method of, as long as I make a payment on my utilities, they can't shut me down. They have to let me go there's people that are literally balancing a budget of, I can't pay any of my bills in full, but as long as I make a payment on all of my bills, then they can't shut my water off. There's some places that make you buy your water in advance. No. You have to pay for your water in advance because they have so many people not paying their water bills that the town, it's in Tennessee, the town has switched it to, you give them a deposit when you move in, and that deposit is what allows you to have water, and then every month you're required to bump up your deposit back to full. Like, they're like, no, you're not going to be $300, $400, $500, $600 in the hole to us. You're going to be zero in the hole to us because, and they're not, like, my friend, she called me hysterical. She's like, can you spare $7? And I'm like, why? She's like, because if I don't put at least $7 on my water bill today, before the end of the day, they are going to shut off my water. And I was like, how much is your water bill? She's like, we prepay for water. And I was like, how much? So you need, she's like, we use about $7 worth of water in 2 days or some shit. Like the sewer fee and all that. I was like, here's $20. Get yourself a fucking week underneath you. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. If you ever go to Tennessee, you have to bring your own water. Yeah. That's what it is. Which is fucking weird to me, right? Because doesn't Tennessee have the TVA? Shouldn't they be producing, like, spare electricity? Like, that's another fucking one that kills me. Work with me here, folks, because I'm cooking. They told us to switch all of our light bulbs to LED light bulbs so it would burn less electricity. So you spend 3 times as much for the fucking light bulb. You have all LED bulbs now, but your fucking, electric bill never goes down. Hi. Why are you crying? No, you're domestically abusive to her. Yeah. This guy is not a little ladies' man. This guy... Yeah. Gonna tell him all about it? That guy picks on my emotional support animal. My emotional support animal has an eating disorder because she's fucking stressed. Because my other cat, who's a fucking asshole, picks on her. So my emotional support animal gets the bedroom during the morning. And then later on in the afternoon, I open up the whatchamacallit, the bedroom door, and she either can go in with the other older cat and have peace, or she can figure it out. Now, the weird thing is, the emotional support cat is from those streets. She was like 2.5 when we adopted her. And she makes me smile because she just will not fight back. Fighting back is not on her list of things to do. Which is funny to me. Like, just fight back. No, I do not want another cat. I don't even want the bionic cat. I don't want the bionic animal. Your neighbor's cat had kittens again. Fucking people, man. Get your fucking cats spayed and neutered. Your cat's from the streets and wants to do nothing but fight. Yeah, that's what I need that's what I need Mamacita to do. I need Mamacita to, like, be tired of mischief shit and just bonk the fuck out of him. He's over here whining. Let me in to see her. I want to see my girlfriend. I want to beat her up. So squirrely. But no. Video games suck right now. I saw that what you said. You're supposed to start your vacation tomorrow and go to an anime convention, but the cost of gasoline is so high, you don't know if you even want to go. Man, yeah, gasoline better figure itself the fuck out, because I'm set to drive to, I'm set to drive to Disney 5 times this year. Fucking gas prices. It's probably gonna break the fucking bank if we don't solve this shit. The Pentagon asking for $200 billion more to fight the budget. That's what I tried to explain to people, and I love, man, I gotta say, when I got people with a double-digit fucking IQ telling me how the Pentagon works, that pisses, like, you have no idea how much it pisses me off when some of these fucking cretins want to tell me how the fucking Pentagon works. It's like, please do me the favor of shutting all the way the fuck up. The Pentagon doesn't have money to fight wars. The Pentagon gives the Department of Defense money every year for OTE. Organize, train, and equip. The Pentagon's, like, you hear this comment where it's like, the Pentagon's budget is $400 billion or $800 billion, whatever billion dollars we're at this year. What that number is that is the number that the Pentagon has to recruit new troops, train new troops, work on equipment, maintain stockpiles. That is not how, that does not include your operational budget. The Navy gets an operational budget out of that initial, like, $888 billion because the Navy has commitments to operating. We have a commitment to operate a carrier in the Pacific region. We have commitments to move ships around for retrofitting. The Air Force gets a little bit of an operational budget for programmed maintenance. The Army gets a little bit of a budget for programmed maintenance. Things that we know we have stuff in the Middle East and we're going to have to bring it back home to retrofit it. Okay, cool. But for the most part, the Pentagon doesn't have a war fighting budget because the Pentagon, and I know Donald Trump doesn't agree with this statement, but the Pentagon is not supposed to be fighting wars without congressional approval. And so what we have right now is we have a really, 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 really fucked up situation where the Pentagon doesn't have the money to keep fighting this war in the Middle East, and Donald Trump doesn't have the ability to get it funded because he needs a declaration of war to do that. Reports are saying that an F-35 was shot in Iran today. Shot by what? They don't have any air defense systems left. The likelihood of an F-35 being shot down in Iran is practically zero. One of your buddies is trying to make an MMO for the last couple of years. Super indie. I think it's him plus 3 other people that are outsourced in Europe. Would you have any advice as being an indie developer of an MMO in Unreal Engine 5? Yes, I do. I have a lot of advice for being an indie developer. And I don't do coding at all, so keep this in mind. No, Waterfall is an amazing project management idea because it sets the confines of the project. You have to do your 12 Ps. You have to know exactly what you're building. And then when you start having other great ideas, you write down the other great ideas in what's known as the parking lot. And you decide if something in the parking lot is more valuable to the game than what's already designed to be in the game, then you got to take something out of the game and put it back in the parking lot. Now, I see a couple of people saying with 4 people, unless you have $200 million, don't. I would be careful with telling... Sorry, hold on. The F-35 had to make an emergency landing and the pilot is in stable condition. Okay, so it wasn't shot down. Because if you make an emergency landing, it's not shot down. That's good to know. I would say that a 4-person team can build an MMO. If they know what their skill sets are and they build the MMO according to the skill sets that they know they have. You can build an MMO and not need a really robust engineering team, but at the same time, you're not going to have massive amounts of open world battles unless one of the 4 people on your team already is an amazing engineer, an amazing back-end engineer. You just have to accept that. You have to accept that we can't have this feature. Well, why can't we have this feature? We can't have this feature because we don't have the skill set to build said feature. Well, what if we got that feature in the future? Well, you can't, because you have to build you have to have a plan back in Waterfall. Like, for example, just as a mental exercise, I've been building the pathway to turn Crusader Kings into a MMORPG. Well, it would be great if we could say every fight over every barony and every point of interest would be uncapped. As many people as we want. But the truth is, then a barony fight isn't going to feel as robust as a county fight. So how do we do that? Well, then we limit the number of people that can participate in a barony fight. I didn't need to do that. I moved the box. We limit the number of people in a barony fight to 20 on 20 to give it more intimacy. Okay, I'm looking at the video. Okay. Looks real. The video, I'm not going to show it, but looks real enough. Assuming that that's cropped to take all of the technical data that would be around the ridge of that image out. But it doesn't look like it was shot down. It looks like it was damaged. I'll wait to see what the Air Force report is. Sorry, trying to get somebody fed right now. One more second. I hate dads that don't. I hate husbands that don't take care of their wives, and I hate dads that don't take care of their kids. Fucking bag of a human being. He has 4 kids. He has 5 kids. He doesn't take care of any of them. He has 4 with his current wife. He basically abuses his wife. Doesn't feed his kids. And I hate individuals like that. I hate shitbags that are making good money that will not pay for their kids. I hate them to a point where I would... I'm not saying every mom in the world is a saint. I'm not saying that at all. But when you have a mom who can't even put groceries on the table for her kids because dad is a shitbag visiting hookers, dad needs to be taken out back and have the shit beaten out of him because that's just wholly unacceptable. Like, look, you want to fuck hookers? Fine. Why you're married and you want to fuck hookers, I don't understand. Whatever. But you had kids, take care of your fucking kids. Like, literally, take the fuck care of your kids, you piece of shit human being. And he's getting all pissy with his kids because his kids don't, he's like, my kids don't respect me. Yeah, your kids don't fucking respect you because you don't feed them. They tend to, when your kids are hungry, right? Oh, good. We got her some money. Perfect. Yeah, why hookers? Sounds like your dad, he went out clubbing all the time, was never around, and eventually moved to the other side of the state and never paid any child support. You know, President Jalan promises that, well, King Jalan, just make me fucking king. Because just don't make me have to deal with the Congress. Child support? If you don't pay your child support, then all the men in the village get to just beat the fuck out of you with axe handles. I truly believe that if you are a husband and a father and you're not paying for your kids' food and house and clothes, then you should be taken into public square with all the other deadbeat dads, and then all the suffering moms get to walk down the line of all the tied up dads and kick each one of them in the balls every week until they start paying. Wow, man, there's like 300 fucking women here today that haven't received child support. This fucking line of guys goes from center circle of the town all the way down. You'd have guys showing up. You'd have guys be like, I got 297 of my fucking child support this week. Come on. They'd be looking at the crowd. Come on, guys. Someone throw me $3. Someone throw me $3. I don't want 300 kicks to the nuts. Like, you know, men would be like, fuck, I gotta get that paid. It'd be nice if we could have like a fucking tattoo on their fucking forehead. Doesn't pay child support. But man, you don't fucking pay your child support. You don't pay your fucking child support. You're fucking douchebag. And this particular woman, I don't let her off the hook easy, right? Because honestly, she knew what kind of shitbag she was marrying. I'm just saying that if you're a woman and you're marrying a guy who was already married or has kids, you probably should reach out to the kid's mom, because number one, you're about to be stepmom. You should reach out to the kid's mom to find out more details. If you're a guy and you're about to marry a woman who has kids, you might want to reach out and ask, some questions about mom. Like, I had in my class, and she has, I have her permission to tell her story. I had a client in my domestic abuse class. She was in her mid to late 20s. She had 3 kids from 3 different fathers. And when I first met her, because I had her for individual counseling as well, I said, okay, my first question, I said, forgive me, I'm blunt. Why do you have 3 sons from 3 different dads? And what she said was, well, the first one, we broke up, the second one died, and I'm with the third one. Okay, that makes a hell of a lot of fucking sense. Right? Remember yesterday during my show, I said, you got a single mom with 3 kids. We need to know why she's single. I think that single mom, 3 kids, 3 different dads, but one of them died. I think that's an acceptable, explanation. But you have a mom. I had a woman in my class. She was in her late 20s, 5 kids, 5 fathers. Dude, well, you got fertile Myrtle over here. Why are you hitting that shit without a raincoat? No shit, man. Did nobody ask any questions of this woman? Yeah, I've got 4 kids from 4 baby daddies. I'm not tapping that shit. Dude, man, that's you're like the fucking goddess of fertility. Shit, man, guy can't miss with you. And I know this sounds terrible, and I get it. It does. But a woman with 4 kids from 4 different fathers has almost no value in the dating pool. The only pool she has value in is in the fucking pool. Dude, my man, why are you tapping a girl in her mid to late 20s who already has 4 kids from 4 different baby fathers? What the fuck are you doing? If that is the best you can pull for whatever reason, then Pink said it best, man. You and your hand tonight. Do you think if a guy takes care of his kids, he shouldn't have to pay child support? Taking care in terms of buying all the necessary things for the child, just not cutting a child support check, or should they do both? That is a great question. I think that a man should take care of his kids. A man should not be worried about, a man, not a boy, not a sperm donor, but a man shouldn't be told you owe $675 in child support and be satisfied that he's given $675. My wife and I nearly divorced twice. It is what it is. Both times I said, I refuse to give you child support. What I will do is take care of my children, but I will not give you shit. If the kids need money, let me know. If the kids need clothes, let me know. The kids will have health insurance through me, right? I will pay the difference. And not even the amount of money that I will pay for my kids to be on my TRICARE won't even be included in the child support factoring, because that's my job as dad. My job is to make sure my kids can see a doctor, my kids can see the dentist, my kids can see the vision doctor, my kids can do these. That's my job as dad. But I'm not going to give you money out of my pocket so that your quality of life can end up higher than mine. I will give you money that makes my kids' quality of life equal to mine. My brother had split custody week on, week off, and still had to pay $600. He didn't complain, but I thought it was a little fucked. He wanted full custody, but she can't do her half, give her half. Then why didn't he take full custody and then not have to deal with her? He should have taken full custody and then not had to deal with her at all. But she wasn't going to give him half. Yeah, great. Then take care of your fucking kids and don't have her in their life. I saw what you said. You said, I think that a woman like that is dating to get the child support. She's literally a sexual predator and definitely needs to be prosecuted. Except she's not committing a crime. I don't disagree with you on the moral aspect that she is clearly fucking men to have kids and then get child support. Without a doubt, I agree with you. But there's no crime there. I don't know if we want to even attempt to make that a crime, because if we attempt to make that a crime, we might create an awful lot of wiggle room for honest women who are struggling. Is there a way to verify the child support funds are being used on the child? Yes, in some states there are. In some states, mom is required to provide an accounting of where. Hi, buddy. Can I show the people you? Come here. Oh no, he said no. In some states, mom has to provide a accounting record. In other states, mom doesn't. Yeah, the Steam Spring Sale is going on. Give Valve more of your money for games that you'll never play. But no, in some states, mom has to provide an accounting of the money. But unfortunately, for mom, most of the time, the accounting form is easy, because if the apartment costs $600, mom can write off $300 for the kid. Remember, if the kid is one of two inhabitants of the apartment, then 50% of the rent is the kid's responsibility. Not the kid's responsibility, but 50% of the rent is what the child support is supposed to pay, and then the utilities, and then all that. Now, dad can, in those cases, dad can make an argument that you're living in a place that increases your quality of life by using the child support. But it becomes a really difficult argument because you have to be able to prove a whole bunch of shit to say mom is abusing the child support money. Because mom's like, well, yeah, I'm living in a place that puts the kid in a good school district. Well, she just won her argument. If custody is split 50-50, does one party have to pay child support to the other? Normally not, but here's what a lot of people get wrong. They get 50-50 parenting time confused with custodial parenting, with custodial parentship. There are very, very, very rarely both parties have equal custody of the child. There is normally designated a custodial parent and a non-custodial parent. What does that mean? Well, that means that there is a primary parent that the children are assigned to, and then there is a secondary parent that has all the parenting rights and privileges, except they don't make the primary decisions. Like, for example, there's usually a custodial parent who has the decision of school district, pediatrician, eye doctor. Now, in a 50-50 case, it all depends on, it all depends on, do they say in the divorce decree, or in the, I'm sorry, it's not, well, it can be in the divorce decree, but it's generally in the child care document. It'll say like, it'll say the father, as the provider of the medical insurance, the dental insurance, and the vision insurance, will have the right to choose the pediatrician, the eye doctor, the dentist. Yeah, there is some stuff. Child support is never paid to the other parent. It's provided to their parent as a reimbursement from an account owned by the court upon receipt of receipts. I like that system better. I like the system a lot better that you don't have, you don't have mom pissing away money. Mom puts in receipts, then the system doles out the money for the receipts. What that also does is it allows for, it allows for the idea that mom doesn't have to go to court whenever there's a larger bill. Like, for example, kid needs braces. The deposit on the braces is $2,000. Well, according to some states' child support, mom has to fund that out of the next 3 child support checks. Well, that's bullshit, because mom uses that child support check to pay the rent on the apartment, the utilities, the food. In Phelan's state and in other good states, mom takes that dentist bill, loads that into the system lesses half off of it, and then the system pulls money. And if there's not enough money in that, the rears, in the deposits, in the escrow to pay the bill, then the system pings dad and says, hey, a bill has been submitted. It's a legitimate bill. It was $1,000. You had $600 in your account. You now are negative $400. Please provide $400. Yeah, it makes it so easy. Except there's the human factor of you load the receipt, but somebody has to determine if it was a legitimate expense or not. For example, my godson's biological father brought handwritten receipts for clothes that he bought. The fuck is that shit? This is another fucking bullshit. He's not paid child support in 4 years because he's kept the case going with petitions and motions for 4 fucking years. Well, I finally had enough, and I was like, if you need the money to hire a bulldog, just tell me you need the money to hire a bulldog, and I'll fund your child support case, because I want my godson to be taken care of. His mom has now gotten married, so I've backed off a little bit because there's a stepdad in the picture now, and that's his job, and he loves my godson. So that's his job now. But that's fucking bullshit, man. People got to take care of their fucking kids. One second. Not. I gotta check something for somebody. They good news. Another one of the families that I take care of, she got totally fucked by her company, and she is getting taken care of. Because she asked for information on what her insurance would cost, and the company signed her up for insurance and took $895 out of her paycheck for insurance she never wanted. And then the company's first response was like, well, you asked, so we assumed you wanted it. She's like, I didn't want it. I can't afford that. Like, who the fuck wants $895 insurance when their fucking paychecks are only $1,200 every 2 weeks? You're making $15 an hour. Who the fuck wants $895 insurance when that's gonna wipe out more than a full paycheck? Like, this shit's fucking unreal. This is the mom, the fucking piece of shit dad. His daughter got influenza, actual influenza, not I have a cold, not I don't feel well. She got taken to an acute center and has actual influenza. The dad throws his hands up, leaves the house, and says, these fucking kids are too expensive. Well, that might be, douchebag, but your kid needs acetaminophen. Your kid is fucking miserable. But, like, we don't take care of people. We're a shitty society. And unfortunately, we're a shitty society because capitalism has winners and losers. Capitalism, a barter system is so much better for people. Yeah, how does a dad look at his own child suffering and not have any compassion for his own child? That's like fucking borderline sociopath, psychopath behavior. Like, you had kids. You had kids. You didn't want them, clearly. Like, what I don't understand about guys, if a guy has one kid, okay, if a guy has one kid, especially if he has a son, I have never found one case of one guy going to try to get a vasectomy and being denied if he already has a son. Sometimes a guy will get denied if he's in his early 20s and he doesn't have any kids, or he only has a daughter. Sometimes a guy will still get denied. But a guy that already has a son who doesn't want more kids, dude, just go get snipped and then make sure 60 days later you go and get checked to see if your snip worked. If you don't want fucking kids, pay the whatever, the $300 for a vasectomy, and you never have to worry about getting that call a month after you dated a girl and she says, hey, I got bad news, I'm pregnant. And you say, well, I don't know who else you were fucking, but I had a vasectomy, can't be my kid. But again, make sure you do your 60-day follow-up. But if you don't want kids, just make it so you can't have kids.
I hope I'm mistaken.
Yeah, she just needs a float. But yeah, she's getting a refund from her employer for the $900 that she didn't have. So that's great. She won't get evicted. She'll be able to get things paid. It wasn't until all these people around me started suffering that I regretted not taking my streaming more serious. Because if I had taken my streaming more serious, I might have grown to a point where I could be taking care of people. And don't get me wrong, this community has taken care of children at Rady's Children's Hospital. We've raised over $15,000 as a community over the times we've been doing Extra Life. And I just have to wait, I have to wait until the company has made $2,200 this year before I can make the charity donation. It'll get made, but it's a cash-based business, and my accountant was like, no, you can't over-donate because then you know you're donating more than you can, if that makes sense. And I want to do the whole $252.06 donation at one time. So I'll do that. I'll probably do a half-year Extra Life show. You know, someone who was 27 years old, got snipped 8 months after he got married, went back for a 60-day meeting, and he was done. Yeah. And the truth is, you don't even have to wait 60 days. They give you a little card in your kit, and it says, every time you ejaculate, cross a number off, and when you've got 20 crossed off, you can do your follow-up test. But for some guys, that's too complicated. Have I read The Pitfalls of Getting Older by Drew Peacock? I have not. Is it worth reading? You certainly deserve a bigger audience. YouTube Shorts and TikToks are good. Attention spans are so short now, that's all people want to watch. I actually, Puddles, I sent both of my last 2 streams to the AI bot that manages my clips yesterday. So I am going to try to start doing some more clips. I just have to not be lazy about it. Now that I've come to terms with the amount of pain I'm going to be in every day, it's not I'm not looking for it. As soon as he said sorry, that was bad of me. I knew he was yanking my chain. I've come to terms with how much pain I'm going to be in every day. They don't want to increase my dosage of my nerve medication because the more they increase the dosage of my nerve medication, the more tolerance that I'll develop to it. And the more tolerance I develop to it, as it gets worse, they can increase my dosage and keep me here, right? But if I start taking more meds now, eventually the nerve pain will increase and there'll be no keeping it. So I'm almost to the point, like this morning I got up, I started early. But yeah, it sucks. If your doctor ever tells you that you have non-diabetic idiopathic small cluster neuropathy, give me a call. Because holy fuck, you're going to be in a very small club of people that can tolerate this shit. This shit is fucking awful. This is fucking terrible. Like right now, I don't have shoes on. It feels like I'm standing in a hot tub at 115 degrees. You know when you first step into a hot tub and the water's really, really hot? That's what it feels like right now. Yeah, you fucking asshole. Joke names and joke book titles. One of your comedy guilty pleasures. Fucking cocksmith. But you got me on that one. But yeah, so it feels like I'm standing in a hot tub of 115 degree water. And it feels like that all the time. It feels like my hands are in, it feels like I stuck, like when you put your hand under the faucet in the bath and then you're like, holy shit, that's hot. Well, it's really not hot, assuming you have your house hot water heater set so it won't burn children. You put your hand under it, you pull it back, you're like, holy fuck, that's hot. But it's not really hot, it just startled you. That's how my hands feel every minute of every day. So it's taken me about almost a year to get used to it. The doctor said there's really not much more they can do unless I want to be on painkillers. I don't want to be on painkillers. Now, maybe if I could get like the Jason Statham from Crank, if I could get like the insulin pump mix of like morphine and other good drugs to just constantly drip feed into my system, that could be kind of cool. Where are you? I hear you. What? What? I felt genuinely interested in reading it, and that made you feel like even more of an asshole. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the joke. Kill one more of these fucking spiders, and I think I'm gonna go get some sushi. Yeah, you probably had a worker that had idiopathic neuropathy, and you can't even, like, I can't even wear regular shoes. I wear shoes made by a company specifically for people with neuropathy of the feet. My insoles are neuropathy insoles. I wouldn't, put it this way, I wouldn't wish the pain that I have on anybody, including Steven Sharif. So that's how much you know this pain sucks. Because I wouldn't wish this on anybody. That movie got me drunk in college. A fraternity brother of mine. Oh yeah, you can get, they'll send you promotional material. See, at a Crank 2 theme party, I think they sent us $200, but that was plenty to get us started. Yeah, you can do a lot of oh shit, I'm out of fucking, it's not a good day. You can do a lot, you can get a lot of promotional shit. I used to get a ton of that stuff when I wrote for the college newspaper. You get like advanced copies of movies, but the only problem is the advanced copy of the movie you get has that annoying ass banner on it that says, this is an advanced promotional copy, it is not for sale and should not be watched outside of the, whatever, the media reviewer's presence. I'm like, whatever, fuck off. Oh, and I'm very proud of my daughter, my 13-year-old. My 13-year-old is going to the Humane Society today to finish her training so that she can be a Humane Society volunteer. I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very, very proud of her. We need more people in the world taking care of people. Animals, people, children. So I'm proud of her. So she has that today. She's given up a lot of her time to do that. The little orange guy that I tried to show you, he's the one that got a shot in the butt today. I have 7 cats. I have 7 animals. 4 of them are foster fails. They were supposed to go back, but Imperio Mittens, Mama, and Marie, were all foster fails. So, with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to go have a date with Sushi. I'm gonna go get me some food. I will be back tomorrow for politics, and then I will be back this weekend, hopefully, to game. And I am hoping to start writing again this weekend. Hopefully, my pain level will be good enough that I can start writing again. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I wonder if the organic meat sack that runs this channel knows a lot of these sponsors don't sponsor us anymore.
They were longtime sponsors. The credits are fine.
Do we get paid? Is any of this sponsorship money for Gale, Daisy, the Chaos Fund?
You are a figment of Jala.